The Environmental Protection Agency has issued groundbreaking regulations designed to make drinking water safer for people all over the United States. Now, the agency is requiring public water utilities to test for 6 different types of substances known as PFAS to reduce people's exposure to them in drinking water. PFAS, also commonly known as forever chemicals, are found in a wide variety of products. And that's despite a growing body of research demonstrating their negative health effects on all of us. This new effort marks the first ever national regulations for PFAS in drinking water.
These new standards really are a breakthrough because what they do is they will address 6 of these forever toxic chemicals, 6 of the ones that we know are pretty common and are extremely toxic. So by regulating those, EPA's estimate is that as many as 105 million people have these chemicals in their water right now. That stuff is getting into people's bodies and is threatening their health.
CBS News senior national and environmental correspondent Ben Tracy joins us now to dive into this historic announcement. And Ben, I feel like there's 2 reactions to this. On one side, it sounds like an encouraging development that we're better protected. But on the other side, it's only 6 of these so-called forever chemicals. Help us understand why they're so dangerous and how long they really do last.
So these are really incredibly strong man-made chemicals. They're resistant to heat and water and oil and dirt, and that makes them great for all the products that they're used in. You saw some of those products up on the screen. It's everything from non-stick cookware to water-resistant clothing. But the problem is they're very hard to break down. They can last for thousands of years in the environment, and they have been linked to serious health issues. Everything from, liver damage and immune system damage to certain forms of cancer and then developmental issues with children. So that is the concern, that this stuff is in the water supply that nearly 200 million Americans are drinking.
And how exactly, Ben, will the EPA try to enforce these regulations?
Well, these are legally enforceable. Basically, public water utilities around the country are going to have to make changes to comply with these new rules. They have some time to do it. They have about 3 years to monitor their water system, find out how much PFAS is actually in their system, report that to the public, make that public so people know what they're drinking, and then they get about 2 years to comply with these rules. So they're going to have to install equipment to basically bring those levels down if they exceed these new EPA rules to the levels that would comply.
And as I mentioned, and as we spoke about coming into this, the EPA is restricting the use of a total of 6 PFASs in drinking water. But there are more than 15,000 of these kinds of chemicals. So how significant, from your point of view, Ben, on reporting on environmental and climate issues, how significant are these regulations specifically?
It's still really significant. Yes, you hear 6 versus the 15,000, but the reason they're focusing on those 6 are the 6 that are really toxic. Those are the ones that are causing the really significant health issues and ones that have found to be prevalent in drinking water systems. So the thought is, by going after those and forcing these systems to reduce those to near zero levels, that you really will mitigate some of the health risks that currently exist.
And for folks watching who, want to follow better guidance and reduce their risk and exposure to any type of forever chemicals, what would you recommend?
Well, we got to be honest. This is not easy. I mean, this is not as simple as, running your water through a Brita filter at your house or something like that. You'd have to install basically a reverse osmosis system, the kind of thing that goes underneath your sink. It costs a lot of money. So what EPA is doing is they're saying, we would rather do this at the utility level. So you folks at home, when you turn on your tap, you don't have to worry about it. You can actually trust what is coming out of there. So some of that technology will be installed at these water treatment plants, and therefore you wouldn't have to worry about it as much when it comes out of your tap.
All right, it'll take some time for this to kick in, but at least it seems like a step in the right direction. Ben Tracy, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Errol.